Welcome to Park Center High School in Brooklyn Park for boys soccer action in the Northwest Suburban Conference as the 2020 season kicks off here tonight for the Park Center Pirates and their district rivals from down the road, the Osseo Orioles. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry, and Sig, as we talked about in our first telecast of the season last week, nobody was terribly sure if there was going to even be a season, so these teams very excited just to get out here and face off and against a big rival to start the season as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. As you said, the rivals down the road, they have been for a long time, and it's such a different season with nothing but conference play or even into some teams playing section rivals. Only, 11 games for the season, so every game counts. And as with the other teams, they haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to play organized soccer because summer soccer has been in the hiatus also. So we have some learning experience. We have some teaming to do, and we'll see how they organize it around here.
We saw a moment ago the score last year, and that's kind of an interesting thing. 3-2 Park Center over Osseo. Pirates had a much better season overall than Osseo. They had just 2 losses all year and 4 ties. Right up there near the top of the conference, finishing third. And Osseo only won 2 games. But you look at their scores, and they were in virtually everything. Right. They tied Maple Grove in the regular season, played them tough in the playoffs. They were a 1-goal loss to this very good Park Center team. They really had a lot of trouble scoring last year, the Orioles did. They were young, and that's really their biggest challenge this year is starting to be able to create more offense, and they're hoping that being a year older, maybe a year wiser, maybe a year stronger is going to help them out.
Well, it should, because they should be better at passing the ball, moving the ball around, try to get behind the defense and get some shots, some quality shots off. And that's typically what happens when a team is struggling. They get so wrapped up in what they're doing, they forget to finish the play.
And for Park Center, they've graduated some of the guys that were real eye-openers, that the guys that you would really notice that did a lot of their scoring have graduated. Now they do have a nice returning group, especially in the midfield, and they're kind of eager to see what they can do. Maybe a more balanced team this year, probably not as many players that scare the opposition in terms of, oh boy, that guy could beat us all on his own. But they still expect to be a pretty good team, and they're seeing guys that are maybe stepping into some bigger roles, but that have been on varsity in the past, including that young man, their goalkeeper, Isaac Zhang. So, they're eager to see what they have this season as well, for sure. The Pirates, and they're looking to get it started in style against Osseo.
Will it be the first test of the season for both teams? The weather is nice. It's about 70 degrees. There's a wind. The earlier wind was about 10, 12 miles an hour coming out of the west. Dew point, that's the big thing, mid-40s.
Yeah, it's a much different night than it was when just, 4 nights ago that we were over at Wayzata doing Wayzata Edina soccer when we were just kind of on the tail end of that real heat wave. And for tonight, that's another thing that, I think conditioning early in the season, every coach I've talked to has said that, we aren't in the shape that we normally would be in at this point, just because of some of the things you mentioned earlier, that summer soccer and, didn't happen in the same way. There was some summer, getting together. Park Center kids played a fair amount together at some, summer-type workouts and everything, but maybe not quite in game shape as soon as they would be, I think, in most seasons.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And they won't be in full season shape for another couple games, because the only real conditioning, as we said last week, was that you play the game and that's how it works.
Starting lineups being introduced here. They go with Osseo first as they're across the way there, and there's their starters. They'll have Colin McElveen, a freshman, in goal, and he was replacing a real good one in Kyle Getchy. So we'll see how they are in net. The rest of their starting group you see there: Jallo Henderson, Sock Melby, Chi Lee, Anthony Nan, Alexis Rubio Aguilar, Kenji Lee, Juan Torres, and Josh Nystrom for Osseo. And Park Center's starting group, as they are waiting to be introduced. Again, graduated a good chunk of their lineup, but have some familiar names back as well. Isaac Jong kind of been biding his time as a backup in goal. Now will get the start. And you see the rest of their group getting the start. Safik, Sean Devong and crew, Dwyer, Angel Martinez, Juan Bello, Ryan Jimenez, Sadiq Javate, and Samson Oyedukin, along with Makram Jabor for the Pirates. They will be without one of their leaders tonight. Diego Zavala Varela was feeling a little bit under the weather, so just obviously a precaution that they were holding him out of the lineup. But I've got a fair amount of guys who have played quite a bit of soccer for them over the years. You know, maybe not necessarily, like we said, always as a frontline starter in the past, but guys who are kind of eager to see what they can do as they get into this varsity level competition or regular playing time situation for the Pirates. We've made our leisurely way through the 15-minute Osseo announcements of starters here, and we're getting to Park Center eventually. One thing that has changed, obviously, too, with the shortening of the season from 16 games to 11 is they are also limiting teams to 2 games per week.
Yep.
And, you know, I think a number of the coaches I've talked to said, you know, you hate to miss out on competitions, but at the same time, it allows for a little more steady practice routine, and also kind of keeps the guys a little bit fresher. Sometimes later in the season you can get a little worn down, and in this instance, only going twice a week, they do see some positives from it.
Yeah, and the other positive I would think is when you get dinged up, you have more recovery time. So maybe in the long run, that's a good thing.
The Northwest Suburban obviously is a big conference too, so you're not getting to see everyone this year, almost everyone, but not quite with that 11 game. But I would still say, even though that's the case, it's easier for them. The ones that I kind of feel for are some of the schools that are in kind of conferences that are a little haphazard. Maybe not everybody in that conference offers soccer, so you're maybe at 5 opponents or whatever. Well, they're having to double up and sometimes triple up playing the same team.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Northwest Suburban, you didn't have to do a lot of juggling to the schedule. I don't think they just had to basically slice a couple off. But other than that, it's pretty much the same group that they've been playing in all the past years.
Sure. Jean.
And by the way, earlier I mistakenly, the goalie we showed was not Zhang before. He is wearing number 1.
Right.
That's him out there when we were heading out to a different shot a moment ago. I misspoke, and that was the backup. Jesus Anofre Calero was wearing 2, but it'll be Isaac Zhang wearing number 1 for Park Center.
Yep.
There's a look at Martin Brown, the Osseo coach. Second season as their head coach. Has been in the program and was a very good player for them back. And he also coaches in the same club in the summer as Park Center's coach, Jason Barnhouse, with Maplebrook. They're at one age level apart, and both of them are Osseo graduates, for what it's worth as well. There you get a look at Coach Barnhouse walking toward his group there.
So we have the final huddle of both teams. Officials are getting into position. Center referee for this match, Adam Holm. AR1 is Eric Ihacker, and AR2 is Darren Ray. They did a good job on the girls' game. It didn't have to call a whole lot of fouls. The game was pretty clean. Because with these two teams, who knows? With the increased rivalry and the competitive level exists between these two programs, there may be a lot of pushing and shoving going on.
Yeah, we said Osseo was young last year, so a lot of juniors playing. But overall, in terms of varsity experience, they would probably get the edge over PC. That as far as returning players, that would have been regulars in their lineup last year. But on the flip side of that, you got a lot of returners from a 2-win team versus not as many from an 11-win team.
Everybody's ready. Osseo and white going left to right. Park Center with their green and yellow.
We are underway as they play it back to Jabate here, and Park Center is going to get everybody involved early here as they come back to Zhang, and he will swing it around left side. Trying to put the pressure on in that pass, hitting Nan. Anthony Nan up with the steal there for Osseo. Pirates able to win it back quickly though, and now right back the other direction. Nan will push it ahead, and that ball was deflected, so it's going to be a corner kick upcoming here for Osseo as he tried to sneak one through there toward Amaru Jallo. As Coach Brown was talking about, he said last year we, maybe our inexperience showed a little too impatient, took too many shots from out farther. We're looking to possess better and try and get some better looks at it, and not trying maybe so many through balls, trying to really strike big. Maybe be looking at moving up as a unit better and possessing better, and then getting some shots out of that.
Yep, exactly. And that's what you want from a team that's maturing as they move as a unit. Here comes the corner kick in.
High bounce there. Melby with the header, but the Pirates trying to get it out of there. Nice step up, though, by Henderson for Osseo to keep that ball alive.
That was a good heads-up move.
Played to the outside, but Pirates... Jabate was caught a little flat-footed. He wasn't moving yet, so Osseo will get the throw here. Matthew Henderson to trigger it in. Looking toward Jallo. They converge on him, and the takeaway there. Martinez playing it up the middle. Oh, nice sliding stop there, briefly anyway, for Nystrom. And then hammered out as Park Center was moving the ball upfield. Osseo not going to take any chances as they clear it out of play. We will get a throw coming here for Park Center. Just a couple minutes into the boys' contest, Osseo pulled away in the second half of the girls' game to win it 4-0. Opportunity up the right side, chipping it back. Oh, and it's overrun. A follow-up opportunity, though, goes just over the top as they were all keying in on Dwyer trying to get there, and then an opportunity behind him came for Jimenez. As you see it, a nice setup initially by Oyadokin. You see Dwyer the miss, but then this follow-up, just for a split second, I thought that ball might kind of tail in under the crossbar.
Yeah, it was kind of heading in that direction.
So the young keeper, a sigh of relief there as McElveen saw that one go just over the top of the net, and Park Center showing they can generate a little offense. It was really their first time deep into Osseo's end, and they came pretty close to getting one.
And they got there with good, crisp passing.
Looking left side with it here. Jabate cutting it back to the middle, and then nice on-target pass. Opportunity here, the shot, a foot save, and it'll be a corner upcoming as McElveen was tested early there, coming out to meet that one a little bit and got a foot stop. And so a corner kick upcoming here for Park Center as you get a look at a nice little return pass, and Chindavong getting a shot away.
That was a great foot save. Just got his leg out there at the last second. Header way up in the air.
Battle for it in the air, and McElveen able to eventually pounce on that one. He had a little trouble getting to it through traffic at first. Now drilling in long up the left side, Jallo. Knocked away from him, but it does result in a throw up that sideline for Osseo. Looks like Jallo's a guy, they call him OJ, and he's a guy that they're going to be looking to target quite a bit, I think. Non coming to get it. Nice decision there to go back with that ball. Now Henderson getting a nice little return, has to run it down. Playing it over for Melby. That one deflecting off a defender, and Zhang will get to it. Zhang's going to come out and distribute it out with the throw here.
That's a pretty good throw. That's about halfway across the field on a throw.
Boy, and I think it's a weapon that you don't see used all that much, but obviously it stands to reason that you've got a little more accuracy doing that than with the punt.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think sometimes the keepers are better off distributing the ball for that reason, because they know exactly where it's going to go. With the foot, you can shank it, you can get it underneath it too much. It's usually they go to the other team anyway.
Yeah, and even if you put it relatively where you want it, it's in the air long enough that the defense a lot of times can get there and break it up anyway.
Yep. Good point.
Little battle for it at midfield here. Pirates able to ultimately win it, for the moment anyway. Little collision there. Now the header didn't go the direction he wanted it to, and
there's a breakaway.
An opportunity. Oh, McElveen coming out, and Oyedukin colliding with the keeper as he came in partially alone. And this will be an Osseo throw as the player spilling down onto the track. I think the referee, he's not calling a foul, but I think he's going to check with the keeper to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, that's good move on the referee's part. Here we see the breakaway again. And this, oh yeah, he kicked him right in the midsection. And then he kind of stayed down. He got up, then kind of moved slowly, so referee Holm decided to slow things down and make sure he's okay. Park Center being very aggressive.
Boy, that looked like the right decision to see it again there. He came out and smothered that shot of Oyedukin. He kind of paid the price with his body a little bit, but I think that was definitely the move to make there, not allowing that big wide net to look at for the shooter.
Right.
Park Center onside with this one. Header by Dwyer, and it's just wide.
What a great setup that was. Brought the ball from the far side in. The angle was just off. Here we see it again. Nice pass here. Just a little bit off target and couldn't quite get the header where he wanted it. But nice offensive play on the part of Park Center.
Obviously, we're very early in, and they haven't scored yet or anything, but I think if you're Park Center's coaches, you have to feel that, we've still got some offense. They've looked like they've been able to generate a couple things. And obviously, like we said, they lost some real firepower from last year. Some guys who were, all conference or even all state caliber type guys. You're thinking of, Chief Williams being chief among them. Sorry with the cliche there, but they definitely had some guys that everybody around the conference respected and feared a little bit. And Gabe Nyanka, Eddie Swen, along with, were really three of the better players around the Northwest Suburban. So we will get a free kick here for Osseo. Foul call going against Park Center. Going to go short with this ball here and then dished out to the left side. Osseo trying to get some momentum back as they played well in the first 2 minutes or so, and then Park Center has had a little bit the better of it since that point. Melby tracks it down. Going up the line, Dwyer jumped in to break that up. We'll get a throw here for Osseo as Peter Melby will trigger it in. Headed out one more time there for Park Center that time. Getting to it was Wamstead. Melby looking for a return. It was a tough one to trap down with the chest, though, so up into the air it goes. It'll be out off Park Center again, though, and another throw coming for Osseo. Henderson trying to get control of this one, but ends up getting it stolen. Gabate coming hard up the left side.
Still has it. Even with three defenders around him.
Oyedukin had it jabbed away. It's going to be a corner upcoming for Park Center. And boy, Jabate, you can see, he's got broad shoulders. He's going to be a tough guy to take the ball away from. And he will end up with the corner kick here for our Park Center.
It's a big man.
They got a pretty good opportunity off their first corner. Let's see what they can do from this other side here. Going to come short and low with it. Bobbled by the keeper. And they'll get another corner out of it as McElveen saw it pretty well, but I think got distracted by the traffic in front and wasn't able to squeeze this one, and it looked like for a moment it was going to be trouble. Yeah, kind of short hopped in there.
It came a little shorter than he expected or anticipated.
Yeah, that was a tougher attempt to catch than I first realized. Nice little tap back, and now way across, but not able to control that one with the header as Jabate. So we will get a throw here for Osseo, but again, a couple of nervous moments maybe for the Orioles. Seeing our first couple subs coming in. Josiah Wesa reporting on for the Orioles, and also Oscar Frere Nunez. Ball broken up there. Orioles get it back though. Jallo coming back to meet it. Jabbed away from him. Dwyer with it on the left side.
There's a bit of a hook there. It'd be a foul called against Osseo. As the player got just a little bit inside of his ankle and tripped him.
Jabate will take this free kick as he gets up. He went down hard. He had his foot knocked out from under him. Player getting a little bit of a talking to.
Yeah,
not a cardable move, but
he's coaching him off the sideline, so guess that's legal. Nice hook goes in towards the middle and brought out by Osseo.
Pirates regain though quickly. And the Orioles got a little lax up that sideline. Follow-up try here, ripped right on net. And McElveen had to be ready as Bello, I believe it was, got that opportunity.
Yeah, that had some oomph on it.
Boy, and when you're tracking a first attempt and then all of a sudden someone else comes from a little different spot, those can be the kind that are tough to react to. But McElveen's been fairly busy early on here.
A little questioning on the substitution. As Chili comes in. No, he goes out. Okay, I think the referee either disallowed it or somehow got things tangled up.
He's saying, hold on, he needs to explain something to Osseo's bench here, I believe.
I think he's explaining the call on the substitution.
You know what? I think it might have been possibly an injury. Yeah, they're wrapping the wrist.
Yep.
I think he told Lee that you have to go out. Maybe he has blood, or maybe he kind of, I don't know, they got it wrapped up and they are going to let him back in, looks like.
Yeah, that's interesting because you would think that they would have to keep him out until the next whistle, but hey, we're not refereeing, so we'll just sit here and talk about it.
Another throw coming for the Orioles here. We've played about 12 and a half minutes. No score on the board. Park Center's had the better of the chances so far, for sure. And again, they're the team that came off a very strong season. But even so, it was a one-goal game when they met the Orioles a year ago. And Osseo just really, really struggled to put balls in the net last year. Like I said earlier, they were in virtually every game. I don't think anybody that played them thought they were a pushover. It was just, I believe that if my totals were correct, they only scored 11 goals all year last year. So obviously you're not going to win a whole lot of games that way. Going to be a goal kick here as they tried to keep control, and it ends up going over in line there. So goal kick upcoming for McElveen and the Orioles.
Good look there at number 20, Sidike Yabata. Boy, that is a big man.
Dylan Wynn in there now for Osseo as well.
And now number 11 goes out.
Yeah, so Lee will check out. Alexander Miller reporting in to replace him. Oops. Hit that one just a little bit. Melby tried to get to it, but slightly over his head. So Dwyer will trigger it in here for Park Center. Battle for it. Yep, he got his hands up there on the shoulder there as you see Jabate put his hands on the defender, Wesa, and tried to kind of turn him by the shoulder, and that one wasn't too difficult to spot. And we will get a call here. Little push, and it will be a free kick for Park Center. Relatively clean game, I think, early on. I mean, he's kind of setting the tone, calling things fairly tight in the opening moments. I think it's easier to go that way than the other way as the game goes on.
Right, to try and back up, say, oh yeah, maybe I should call this. A good referee would do just exactly what it's doing here. Call them, call the fouls, let the players know that they're not going to get away with much. But still letting the players play the game without holding things up.
Going to be a corner kick here as that one's sent deep into the box. And Osseo getting a shoulder on it, but going to be a corner kick upcoming here as Jabate over there to line up yet another corner. And obviously these can come back to get you if you allow too many of them. Nice header there as Wesa got to that one first. Race forward here. It will be Osseo's throw. Or will it? Well, he signaled. Park Center grabbed it, but he signaled the other direction, I thought. Yeah, it is going to be Osseo throw.
Okay.
Looks like the AR disagreed, though, so now they're going to...
They're going to give it to Park Center.
Yeah.
Yep,
all the players were pretty sure it was going to be Park Center's, but I was watching the center referee, and I thought for a moment he had just signaled, got mixed up on which was which and signaled the wrong way, but ultimately they got it all sorted out. Zhang will drive this one up the right side, but not quite playable there, backing up for Chindavong. So we will get a throw coming here for the Orioles. Funny how quick it seems to go too, Sig, with the fact that it's getting darker. So earlier now, I mean, we're the last night of August, and it already feels like it changed a whole lot since they started practice even.
I know, fall arrived when we didn't even see it coming. Chabate again, nice.
Oh, battle for it up the side, and here's an opportunity. Crossing pass there was deflected. Follow-up is pinballed around. Pirates, Dwyer trying to drag it around but couldn't. Orioles getting a little something going up their left side. Played back to the middle. Dropped off for Henderson. Trying to play one through, but read well. Oyedukin trying to get that one and go, but knocked away from him. He was one of the guys that Jason Barnhouse kind of singled out. I said, who's kind of been looking good in your preseason camp? And he said, number 9, Oyedukin is a hard worker. He said, maybe not quite as skilled as our guys up front last year, but he's getting there, and he's going to be a lot to handle for some of the other teams. They said he just works his butt off and has good speed. Long free kick here, and McElveen able to come out and meet that one. Park Center, I think, trying to make sure that the keeper knows they're there, and they're not doing anything illegal necessarily, but they're trying to get up and make him feel their presence on balls like that. Zhang looking for Dwyer. Henderson briefly intercepted but recovered, and here come the Pirates. Jabate bringing it to the middle, chipping it through. Oyedukin racing after it, couldn't quite keep it. Boy, Osseo kind of got lucky there. They were caught up field, and they could have been in trouble, but that pass just didn't give him an angle to get to it in time. I think they really thought that it might be offside. And I don't know if they relaxed a little bit or whatever, but that one almost cost Osseo.
I think they were a little bit surprised at how fast Park Center was bringing that ball down and didn't react quick enough. But you're right, that could have been a dangerous situation for them.
Throw coming here for Osseo. Another look at this last one here, and it ultimately didn't turn out to be a goal kick, so I think they must have called something else other than that ball going over the line. It was very close to whether it was in or out, and as they started to line it up, the official had to move the ball to a spot, so I don't believe a goal kick was what he awarded there.
No, he wasn't.
Jabate controlling again for PC. Lays it off for Chindavong. Knocked away, but it'll be a throw for PC. We're approaching the halfway point of this first half. No score on the board. Park Center, again, has had the better in terms of scoring chances for sure.
Yeah, they've had better possession and they've had some good attacks going, but still with 5 shots taken and 2 on goal, it's about a 40% shots on goal average.
Oyadukin. That one sails way over the top, and they're going to say it was deflected, so it will be another corner kick upcoming for Park Center.
This is number 4, and you were right, Jay. You can't afford to give Park Center this many corner kicks.
Moses Kawala, who checked in a moment ago, is going to take this corner for Park Center.
And they're going to try and target number 20. See if he can get up above the defenders and get a header. Nope, he went on the other side.
They go all the way across, and it is in for the goal. Park Center is on the board, as it will be Oyadukin burying it on the header. And I think maybe Osseo thought what you did, and instead they used him as a decoy, and way far post, Oyadukin puts it away.
He was just waiting for it.
Getting the assist will be Kawala off that corner kick, as this one went clean all the way over the defender, and the header is in for Oyadukin. And Park Center strikes first. Not that we were going out on a limb and saying it, but you know, eventually corner kicks, you give up too many of them.
Yep.
It often can come back to bite you. And I'm sure Park Center, too, kind of feeling some gratitude that the official saw that ball was deflected. I don't think everybody else on the field necessarily thought that was going to be a corner on the initial, earlier attempt, but it grazed a defender's foot on the way up toward the net, and they got the corner, and ultimately it winds up in the net. Always a good feeling to get that first one, in the first game of the season, just to kind of get yourself going. And now Osseo will see if they can respond. They had some, decent control in the very opening minutes of the game, but since then haven't really had it in Park Center's end too awful much.
And John again tosses a pretty nice pass to his teammate on the far side.
Well, and it kind of shows that he's able to see the field well, too.
Yes.
He's not just kind of deciding to sling it out there. He's kind of looking, if somebody's wide open, I'm going to give it to him.
Right, yeah. You're going to distribute the ball, but with good purpose. Stop there, but...
Ooh, there's a takedown as Oscar Ferrer-Nunez got a rough ride to the turf, and we will have a free kick coming here for Osseo as... Martinez getting a little bit aggressive, and so the Orioles, an opportunity. Obviously, it's not quite like a corner kick, but in a spot on the field where he can maybe do something to get some offensive attack going here. They'll make their nice runs here as try and get something going out of this. Gonna come right at the net, and it's a one hopper that Zhang has no trouble handling.
And not a bad idea. Send a scorcher in there and see if you can catch the keeper napping.
Get a throw coming here for Osseo. They now trail at 1-0 here at Park Center. Season opener for both teams. And a lot of times on the calendar, you would have maybe had a game slightly sooner than this August 31st, but obviously the schedules, as we said, changed up for both of these teams. So some teams did begin on the first night that you could, which was last Thursday the 27th, but in the Northwest Suburban, all of the teams waiting until this Monday evening to have their first contest. We'll have more Northwest Suburban girls and boys soccer coming Wednesday this week as Totino Grace and Armstrong do battle here on CCX. Battle for it here, kind of a one-on-one matchup. And it will be a throw coming for Park Center. Oyadukin, who had that goal for the Pirates, hitting it into Koala. Taken away there. Orioles trying to get it out, but not so fast. Pirates, nice job to regain. And they'll go to the outside now. And that one,
I'm not sure what that was.
yeah, it looked like, I'm assuming he wanted to cross that ball, but didn't exactly hit it how he wanted it. So a goal kick upcoming here for Osseo as they continue. It's been a little bit interesting. They have certainly, Osseo that is substituted much more regularly than Park Center.
Yeah, they're rotating players out, in and out quite rapidly.
McElveen trying to get that ball over to Miller, but he couldn't control it. Throw for Park Center. Dwyer quickly bringing it in. Jabate trying to turn and go. Oof,
wow, nice
little
move
there.
Boy, that was slick. It was a
and
shot.
He'll fire the shot about forehead high there, knocked down by McElveen. Now we get a whistle and get a foul call against Osseo, looks like.
Look at this move right here. That was just beautiful. And then takes a
right
shot.
after, right as he took that shot, he got stepped on a little bit, it looked like.
So this is about 32 yards out. Wouldn't be at all surprised if they took a shot at the keeper from here rather than try and set something up. But
Jabate trying to hook one up into that top corner. Didn't quite hit it. And so a goal kick upcoming for Osseo. Anthony Ayavaca Janin coming in for Osseo here. And we get a throw coming now for Park Center.
Yep, try to flick that ahead, and it went over the touchline. They'll go back towards the Osseo end.
Another throw coming for the Pirates here, about 20 yards upfield. Battle for it in the air, and that's going to be a fairly obvious little push.
Yep.
But you catch it, somebody when they're just starting to jump, you can really move them, and that's what happened there. So it made it pretty obvious.
Header deflects over the touchline for Osseo throwing.
Yeah, they really, I mean, obviously they'd like to get a goal to tie it up, but I think they really could, they just need to, at least get a little bit of offense to make themselves feel a little bit better heading into halftime, because they didn't start out too badly, but since then they have really been just kind of having to fend Park Center off here. Played back to the keeper. McElveen will have to play it with the foot and gave it away. Here's an opportunity, but the shot ripped high.
So Park Center taking these long shots but not connecting.
And that one I think you could say was dodging a bullet a little bit for Osseo there. They played it back to the keeper, but he had to play it with the feet, and he didn't have all kinds of time, so he ended up basically with a direct turnover. And they were fortunate that didn't result in a little bit better scoring chance, because not only did the shooter have an opportunity, but they had numbers up. Nice ball played up the line there on a turn there by Safek. And they're once again going to use the keeper here. McElveen looking up the line. Henderson ran it down, but then it's out of play. Feeling like Osseo's starting to feel rushed a little bit. They made some mistakes on passes, similar to that last one. And there's a turnover forced. Oyedokin then had his pass knocked down. Henderson jumps in there. I think we had a handball here. And it will be a free kick coming for Park Center. As there again we saw the Pirates strong getting to that ball and forcing a turnover.
This one's about the same, about 30 yards out.
Jabate lining it up.
Now last time they went for a shot and missed everything. Let's see if they try to finesse this one.
Going to let Safek take it instead, and pretty much same result. They went about a foot over the net. And so a goal kick upcoming here for Osseo again.
And another substitution.
Yeah, Osseo, it's interesting. They seem like they pretty much have somebody ready to sub in on
every whistle stop.
It does serve to slow the game down a little bit, which I'm not saying that's why they're doing it, but I mean, I think you could argue that that's a smart move to kind of break Park Center's momentum a little bit too.
Could be. Nice sliding tackle, no call. Osseo picks it up.
Melby playing it up the line here, but it's going to get a long roll to it, and goal kick upcoming for Park Center, and that's knowing your home turf there. The defender could have run after that ball, but he realized it was going to just put him in a tough spot if he went and retrieved it way down in the corner and wisely let it roll out. Oh, a giveaway there. Pirates, though, had pretty good shape defensively, so didn't really allow an opportunity.
No, not yet. So far, they've only given up one shot on goal and only one shot taken by Osseo. Zhang again. So he likes to get the ball out quickly, doesn't he?
Dwyer getting it over to Jabate. Nice control there. The crowd with a couple oohs and ahs. Gets the return and quickly one touch to the outside, and the Pirates moving up nicely.
Well, you talk about good counter. That was a good counter. Park Center players were in unison and moving up as soon as that turnover occurred.
Ethan Sock made a nice play to break that up and give his team a chance to kind of get back into position defensively. Throw in into the middle. Big time battle for it. Pirates wind up with it.
I think they were expecting a foul called up there with all that traffic, but didn't happen.
Going to swing it around left side here. Jimenez trying to go up the line with it, Oyedokin. And it will be a throw for Park Center. It looked like both guys thought the ball was going to go out and briefly slowed, and then they turned the speed back on, and it really forced the defender, we saw, to clear that ball out.
Yeah, we realized it was a little bit more dangerous than he thought.
Dwyer getting set to throw it in here for Park Center. Park Center leading Osseo 1-0. A little under 8 minutes to go now in this first half from Park Center High School. Season opener for both teams, and again, there was no certainty that there would be a fall soccer season until maybe 3 weeks ago or so, or early part of August, when it was announced that they would have a shortened season, with still up in the air on postseason. Everything I'm hearing is that I would definitely not count on it being a state tournament. maybe sections. We'll see how it goes. Here comes Osseo. Little opportunity up the left side, and kind of got that one in between. Maybe it was a pass, but it was far too close to the keeper, and he had an easy time to go get it. And that one struck not quite how we wanted to off the left foot there. So we get a throw coming for Osseo.
Now we got 3 players coming in for Osseo. Sorry, 4.
Melby was going to trigger it in, but now he's being summoned to be one of the players who subs out.
Good look there at Jabate. He's had a really outstanding first half.
Torres will take the throw here for Osseo. And this might be a corner, I think. Yes, it is. The defender got ahead on that one, Dwyer. And so a corner kick is going to be the result.
Second corner of the match so far for Osseo.
Lieutenant Lang will take this corner here for Osseo. Comes low with it into the middle. Oh, and an opportunity there. That one sails high, but it was deflected by a defender, so it will be a corner on the other side now for Osseo. That one turned into a pretty dangerous chance, and Park Center, you never know what would have happened, but just fortunate to get a foot on that one. Here's Lee coming with another corner. The header is on target, but Jong was in the right spot. It didn't have a lot on it. And Jong making the save, but still, it was an opportunity.
Right. It still counts as a shot and shot on goal.
Osseo getting a little something going again here. They switch fields here now to Torres. Henderson swinging it back around toward their left side. And spin move attempt did not pay off as is a takeaway. Now Oyedukin trying to get to that one. Reza sending it ahead. And Torres will bang it up the middle, but Jong gonna watch that one come to him here.
And Jong, as we expected, pretty good with the foot moves. Boy, he's got an arm.
Almost a handball, maybe not almost. It was a handball called on Oyedukin there. Wasn't sure if they saw it, but indeed did. So free kick coming here for Osseo. A little bit of spark offensively here in the last minute or so for the Orioles after they'd pretty much been bottled up in their own end for most of the half. Able to win that ball back. And we'll get a push call against Park Center. And so another free kick coming up here for Osseo. See if they can take advantage and try and get one on the board here to tie things up. Park Center leading it by a count of 1-0.
And now Osseo with 32 yards out. Jong trying to size up where it's going to come.
Lee lining this up here for Osseo. Gonna rip one at the net and didn't miss by a whole lot. We were remarking earlier that Jong is a very quick keeper, but by goalkeeper standards, he's not particularly tall. And I gotta think that's a little bit of an inviting target on a play like that to try and lob over him.
Yeah, I think that's, you're right. I think that's exactly what they were trying to do, and lob it over his head and sneak it under the crossbar. Got
an illegal throw there, it looked like, against Osseo. Pirates trying to go to the attack quickly here. And that'll be a trip call. So Orioles will get a free kick out of it here as we tick down toward 2 minutes to go in this opening half. Akram Jabor there for Park Center. Strong header in the Pirates, trying to get it going up the middle. Jabate avoids a defender. Another nice move. Jabate drops the pass off. And yes, it was going to be offside anyway, though, it looks like.
Yeah, but you can see the plan. Try and get it to the near side and then redirect it. Again, try for a shot on the open side of the net. Right inside the post. Watch it again.
And Oyedokin got a little bit behind the D.
Right there. Now he's offside. But I like the idea. That was pretty good.
Be a throw coming for Park Center. Jabate coming up with control again here. And was tripped up. Can already see he's going to get some highlight reel type of plays.
Yeah, you think
season.
So. Yeah, I don't know how much contact was made there, but he did go down, so it's called a foul.
One thing too, though, sometimes a player who has a lot of individual skill has to really learn to trust his teammates too,
yes.
and use them to better them and himself.
Yes. I think we've seen that through the years where you have one or two players who are outstanding individuals, but don't utilize the rest of the team.
And I'm not saying that he isn't, but
no.
Just something to watch for sure.
Well, he seems to be pretty adept at passing the ball at the right time.
So when deflected, and that's going to about tick us down to halftime here. So Park Center, I think deservedly so, leading as they've had the better play in this first half. They got a goal the 21st minute from Oyedokin, and it is Park Center leading Osseo by a score of 1-0 here at halftime. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half of soccer coming up for you here. You are watching Northwest Suburban Boys action here on CCX.
Hi, I'm John Jacobson from CCX Media, and this is our production truck that we roll out of our garage hundreds of times each year. Now, we use this for corporate events, concerts in the park, and other music events, city parades, and of course over 150 high school games here in the Northwest Suburbs that we televise each year. Let's go take a tour now of what this truck looks like on the inside. Now let us show you some of the equipment that is involved in putting together a TV broadcast here at CCX, starting with our video production switcher. Now this is where our director will sit during a game or an event that you may be watching online or on our channel. He'll be here pushing the buttons, switching cameras when you watch a game and see it go from one shot to another. That all happens here, where he has to punch a certain button to get to another camera or to call up a replay, bring in a graphic. All of that happens here through the production switcher. This is our video replay system that we use at CCX. Now our replay operator will sit near the director, and he or she will be able to see all the video that were being inputted from our different cameras and be able to find the best replays. So when you watch a game and we replay a great play that just happened and analyze it on TV, it all happens here, and the replay operator has to be quick on their feet and pick out which shot is the best, and oftentimes we'll have multiple replays of a great basket or touchdown or whatever it is, and that person can see all the different replay options they have from the cameras that we have set up. They can also build video highlight packages that will run at halftime or at the end of a game or between periods of a game, depending on the sport, and other video pieces. It all happens here at the replay system. As important as video is to a television production, so too is audio. And this is the board that our audio engineers will sit at during a telecast, during one of our games. They control the mic levels and the mics themselves for the announcers of a game they might be watching. They can also play music, say under some of those replays that we talked about before or going into a break, just by hitting a number of different music selections that we have up here. Also, any commercials that play, the audio for those commercials will play out of this board as well. So a very important component of what we do here at CCX during our productions. Our truck also supports 5 broadcast quality cameras with full control here in the truck of the color, brightness, and a variety of other things that make that video rich to you at home. Finally, this is our graphics station. This is where our graphics operator will sit during a game, bringing up graphics, say a player's name during a game, maybe their statistics to that point, full screen graphics as we call them, with high school rankings or standings, as well as what we call the score bug. And that is when you turn into a game wanting to know what the score is, how much time is left. It's right there on your screen pretty much all the time. That happens here at this station as well. So graphics, obviously a huge part of watching a game or an event that we produce here at CCX. So there you have it. Now you know a little bit more about what goes into the production of a CCX event. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm John Jacobson.
Welcome back here to Brooklyn Park. As you see the water tower in the backdrop there, Park Center leading Osseo by a score of 1-0. Season opener for both teams here on CCX Sports. Along with Sig Ligry, I'm Jay Wilcox. Thank you so much for joining us, and glad to have a soccer season. We're missing volleyball and football this fall, but soccer, we're hoping to get through this season unscathed and have some good competition for both of these teams and for all the rest of the teams around the area this fall. Let's take a look at some highlights from our opening half of play here. And for the most part, a Park Center half, as you get a look here, Oyedukin crossing one here. Follow-up try went just a touch over the top of the net. And then a pretty good opportunity there and a foot save. That was probably McElveen's best stop of the night. And then Oyedukin coming out and McElveen meeting that one, got one in the gut for his troubles, but then chipped to the front, and this header goes just wide. And eventually these chances are going to pay off, you figured. They get a little corner there that McElveen had a little bit of difficulty with. And then ultimately, here's the goal. Oyedukin in the right spot for the header that was off the Koala corner kick. So Oyedukin getting the only goal of the first half for Park Center, as you see the numbers from that first half.
And as expected, Pirates having pretty good control with 11 shots taken. Our 3 Pirates have 4 shots on goals to 2. They amassed 8 fouls against 5 and 4 corner kicks against 3. So those stats are pretty close, but you're right. Park Center had obviously more control, much more possession of the ball in the first half.
So we will take a timeout here as halftime continues at Park Center. We will come back with more as the second half about to begin. The Pirates and the Orioles here on CCX.
Who's most at risk for coronavirus? People over 65, people with underlying medical conditions like heart disease, chronic lung disease, asthma, diabetes, people undergoing cancer treatment, and people with weakened immune systems. What should you do if you or a loved one is at higher risk? Avoid close contact with people. Avoid crowds. Stay home if you can. Wash your hands frequently. Learn more ways to protect yourself and others at coronavirus.gov.
Pretty cool looking sky out there tonight as the sun goes down here at Brooklyn Park. Park Center leading Osseo by a score of 1-0 here in the boys game. Osseo came out on top in the girls contest by a 4-0 score, and a Again, if you're looking for some more soccer action this week, we will be visiting Totino Grayson Armstrong for a boys-girls doubleheader coming up on Wednesday. And then a good matchup next week, too, in this conference as well in Northwest Suburban when Maple Grove and Champlain Park do battle. And the girls' game, in fact, that's a rematch from the state semifinals from last year. There you see some more of what we've got coming up, and you'll also be able to see some girls swimming action at Wayzata, or at Lifetime Fitness in Plymouth anyway, as Wayzata hosts Hopkins coming up on Friday.
It should be fun to watch. Park Center a little slow getting out on the turf.
Yeah, they had a little senior recognition thing at halftime, and I think that kind of led to them getting a little bit slow to be able to go for their instructions from Coach Barnhouse. Referee looking at his watch saying, I need you out here, whatever you had going in at halftime. So the one nice thing that obviously changed when they redid the stadiums here in the at Osseo and Park Center and Maple Grove is they've got, it's somewhat bare bones, but they've got locker rooms right underneath the bleachers. So
right.
It literally is, just 20 seconds to get from your locker room to the field. And something that, stadiums years ago really didn't have as an option. But there, it's got room for you to get in there and gather a little bit and a whiteboard if you need to diagram anything, and that's certainly been an added plus. And some nights when the weather's bad, it's even more of an added plus.
Right, you've seen teams out there circle around on the end of the field, getting soaked.
And of course, everybody's, we got all kinds of protocols in place with COVID-19 too, and they were, as Osseo arrived, they were saying, "Are we supposed to go in the locker room? Can we do that?" And that kind of thing. And
sure.
Kind of getting all the instructions. High bouncer here, and it's going to come all the way back to the keeper. McElveen, I'm sure for a moment was thinking, "Hurry up, ball, and get here." High bounce at midfield. Henderson comes up with it for the Orioles. Flicked ahead, but Park Center able to get that ball back, or they had it back briefly anyway, and now the Orioles regain possession. Torres will lift one high in the air. Lee coming back to meet it, and a nice drop off to the right side. Melby playing it up, but knocked away. A throw coming. And banged out off the Pirate player again, so another throw coming for Osseo.
Osseo still trying to get something set up.
Return to Melby here, chipping it to the front, and a strong header as the keeper, Zhang, ended up running over an Osseo player trying to get to that ball, but his defender was solid and made the play.
I wonder if there was a miscommunication between the keeper and the defender on that play. The keeper should be telling the defender who's going to get the ball. Have a foul against Osseo.
Gabate lining it up here for Park Center. Got a lot of bodies over way on that left side, and now pulling up some more. Get more in the middle of the field.
Let's see if he ends up going in there. He does.
And here's an opportunity, and it's in on a couple of bounces. McElveen able to scoop it up. Osseo a little slow to react to that one, and it looked like it might result in a really good chance.
Yeah, they were lucky it didn't come out on a rebound.
Gabate, another impressive move now, going way across with it. Going to run that one down is Jabor.
Oh, he had it taken away. Good defensive play on the far side.
Pirates attack from the middle here. Tried to send Oyadukin, but ball will bounce out of play. Goal kick upcoming here for Osseo. Pirates will be back into action again here at home against Rogers on Wednesday. And for Osseo, they will be traveling to Spring Lake Park on Wednesday. Obviously, school, the start of that, moved back, and you've got the distance learning thing too. I mean, it's going to be, even once we're into the season, it's not going to feel quite like a normal year in that regard either. I think you sort of have some worry that when people, even if they're doing everything they should be, they're maybe not up and moving around as much during the day as you might normally have been going to school.
Right.
I think that, coaches are trying to try to get a routine going so that, practice is, same as it would have been, afternoon and getting ready for evening games and all of that. But I don't think there's any doubt it won't maybe be quite the same for the kids.
No.
Ball banged out of there. Waysaw trying to judge that one, and it's knocked away. Jabate pushes it ahead. It was out off an Oriole. It'll be a throw for PC. Good tight defense there, and it's ultimately, though, going to be against Osseo. We'll get a Park Center free kick. A little too tight of defense there.
Just a little bit. I mean, it was inevitable with all those players coming in on 1 point. This is way out there, about 38 yards.
To the front. Oh, and it deflects off a defender and up and over. Going to be a corner kick here for Park Center. That was one of those little in-between kind of balls that when you're the keeper, you're kind of going, uh-oh, what's going to happen here?
Right. Again, keeper gets to make that call.
Officials having a discussion here. Maybe this isn't as clear cut as we thought about it being a corner kick.
Well, they've conferred, and they have agreed.
Jabate lining it up for the corner. He gets the go-ahead. Looking far post, and that will be out off of Park Center. A goal kick as they were trying to get Safik, and he did get a pretty good piece of that ball, but not able to direct it on net. So the goal kick coming up here for Osseo.
And surprise, another substitution.
McElveen's going to come short with this one as Park Center backed off. Yeah, and give it right back to him.
So he tries the other side, and they're going to lose possession.
Yeah, that one didn't go so smoothly for Osseo. I don't think that was exactly what they had in mind. Park Center will get a throw out of it in pretty decent position here.
Yeah, you don't want to give up a turnover in your own zone.
A header goes out, though. It'll be a goal kick upcoming. Pace of this one has been pretty slow in the second half. I think Park Center would maybe like the tempo to be up a little bit and be on the attack, but it hasn't really been that way for the most part.
No, you're right. I think they enjoy the fast-paced, quick passes and aggressive attacks. I hope they aren't going into a defensive mode.
Yeah, I think it's just that Osseo's kind of been, just doing enough to really slow them down here, it feels like. give and go up the side here. Jabate does a nice job stepping through a pair.
You can see he's being marked tight, and there was a little bit of a grab. I mean, I wouldn't want to be the guy that gets the assignment to mark him up.
Sent long for Oyadokin, but he can't quite control it. It will be a goal kick upcoming again here for Osseo. Subbing in for the Pirates will be Kawala, who has the assist on that lone goal off a corner kick. So again, they've subbed a lot fewer times than Osseo throughout the night.
Good strong kick.
The little redirect pass, though, did not pay off. However, Park Center turns it back over by trying to go up the sideline. It didn't work. But Park Center will get the ball right back.
The exchange of the throw-ins.
Play to the outside.
Chindevong doing a good job.
Goes low on the near post, but couldn't quite get it there. Headed out of play, we'll get a throw coming for Osseo. Good step up there for PC by Juan Bello, but it will be Osseo's throw again here, as Nystrom will bring it into play. Booming it up the middle, and they're going to go back for Zhang with that one.
Uh-oh.
And didn't quite connect to the outside, and there was Park Center's turn to maybe have not quite the smoothest connection as they wanted that time, and they'll give it back over to Osseo.
And wait for the subs to get done, and now we're back in play.
Ball deflected out of there, and Pirates will hammer it upfield. The race is on. Oyadokin trying to get to it, and he does. Oyadokin in on a partial break, trying to get a control, though. The ball was bouncing. Down he goes, keeper out, and able to cover that one up.
Yeah,
Park Center was asking for a foul, but
yes,
I think it was a good no call.
Yep.
It really felt like he kind of stepped on the ball more than anything.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see it again.
Oh no, there was a shove.
Shove on the back.
I did not see that.
Yep, he's got a good case there. That was clearly a shove on the back.
And that one would have been a PK had
Yes.
it been called. So.
Yep, that's a flagrant foul. They don't have too many laws in the soccer rule book, but the ones that are flagrant is a PK. Osseo,
And that one is offside for the Orioles.
So Osseo appears to have dodged a big bullet that time. That's a nice shot of the stadium. That's a very pretty shot. Clouds in the background. Nice camera work.
Up the sideline they go here. Park Center, I'm sure they're kind of thinking, you know, as much as we've really kind of controlled this game, it'd sure be nice to be ahead by just more than one here. So they're really trying to press forward and get some more.
Right, because 1-0. All they have to do is make one mistake on defense, and the game is tied. And you're right, they've been really possessing the ball well and moving quickly, and not getting that much reward for their effort.
Kibate will swing it around. Bello comes back to meet it, but then lost it. Get a throw here for the Orioles. Koala got it. Pass away, and Pirates will use their D a little bit, banged up field. Trying to go long with that one, but well read. Bellows passed. Oh, now Oyedokin took it away, and they almost got a breakaway chance there.
Maruri was ready to take that pass and move on the keeper. We have a foul. It's against Osseo.
Kind of starting to feel like Park Center might break something here.
You get that? Yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. They're trying so hard, and they've been controlling much better and much tighter in the last 6-7 minutes. But you feel like something's going to break loose here.
Kibate lining it up here for this free kick for Park Center.
41 yards out. I don't think it's going to go at the keeper, but then again, I could be wrong.
And it's bobbled, and the rebound is in. Park Center will build the lead to 2 now on the follow-up goal by Cameron Safek. And there's one, obviously, that McElveen would like to have again. The first shot didn't appear to be super difficult, but Safek was right there in the right spot.
Yep,
and able to bury it.
Watch it. He got the ball in front of him, but nobody blocked out the forward. Watch right here. He comes in. He's wide open. Nobody's covering him. And Safak just puts it away. Well, you called it.
So the lead grows to 2 now, as you see Safek. Always nice when you're able to get you're involved in the offense a little bit when you're counted on the defensive side of things too. He's got pretty good size. They're not overall as big of a team as they were last year, but he is a guy who can provide a little size, like we saw right there as he got up for the header at midfield, kind of on cue there, but getting involved offensively with that rebound goal. Pretty good example too there of why you don't give up on a play.
Yes.
You would have been easy to think, well, the keeper's going to have this one. It's not, and maybe start to peel away and get back. And instead, he was right there and ready and waiting and able to just put that ball into the open net. And I feel kind of bad for McElveen because he's played a pretty good game.
Yes, he has.
And that one was really his one big miscue so far.
Yeah, well, he did what he was supposed to do, stop the ball and keep in front of him. Unfortunately, it got away from him, and he couldn't get his hands back on it.
Bello dropping it back. Park Center moving fluently here, as Sig said, in these last 5-6 minutes, even prior to that goal. Ooh. Near collision of heads, and instead the ball glancing off the Osseo forehead.
Little hip check there, but nothing called.
Back for Koala. Now it'll come over and leave that one go through for Bello. Ooh, and they pass across, and another pretty good idea there.
Yes.
It didn't quite pay off, but you like when your guys are seeing the field like that.
Yeah, absolutely. He saw something developing there and tried to get the ball into the right place. Came up a little bit short, but you're right. I like the idea.
Throw in coming here for the Pirates. They've scored 1 goal in each half and now lead it 2-0. We go out of play and we'll get a throw for Park Center. Oyedokin will leave this one over. Angel Kwate coming in for Park Center, and that I don't think was a legal throw there. Well, they're going to let him do it again, so I think he maybe hadn't been given the go-ahead to throw it yet. It wasn't so much illegal, but
the referee wasn't ready.
Oyedokin trying to fight off that defender. Taken back by Jabate.
Well, you can see the Park Center team has a high degree of confidence right now.
Here's Jabate with a shot, and he just missed. Switched from right foot to left and tried to get the keeper, McElveen, going, kind of leaning the wrong way, but rolled it just wide.
Yeah. I think he doesn't like the idea that he missed the goal area, but good play. The Osseo needs one now to get within striking distance. But that Park Center defense has been pretty tough tonight. They've given up 3 shots, 2 shots on goal in the first half and nothing in the second half.
Ooh, they tried to go to Bello, a nice step up. Oyedukin coming back to meet it. And we did a foul call against Osseo as Oyedukin was taken down. So another free kick, and sometimes that part of it can lead, you start to put on more pressure and you lead to some fouls too.
"35 yards out. Let's see, the Park Center forwards are all camped out over on the left side of the field. Except for Jabata, he's on the right side. Let's see where they send it. They managed to keep it in.
Oh, and it rolls right along the line. Ball stayed loose. Turnaround try here, and a tap-in goal, and it'll be a goal for Jabate. Not a real conventional-looking play, as they looked like they were going to lose it a couple times. Ball stayed way in tight and just kind of rolled all the way across, and Sadiq Jabate able to tap it home for the 3rd goal of the night for Park Center.
Yeah, like I said, it was kind of a nonchalant move going on there with the ball kind of pinging around, nothing really hard packed. Then all of a sudden it broke right across the goal area, and guess who's here? He sits nonchalant. Well, not too much going on. And then the ball comes squirting out.
Yeah, and you'll see this little turnaround, and it just rolls right through everyone. And Jabate was there to tap it in for a 3-0 lead. So McElveen tried to cover that ball up, but again couldn't quite squeeze it on the first play on the left side there. So a 3-0 game now for the Pirates, and we were kind of right that this one was starting to look like that they had turned the offense up. Now, it doesn't always mean that's going to lead to goals, but I kind of had the feeling that it was going to at least lead to chances, and that's exactly what we saw.
And for Park Center right now, the best defense is a good offense.
Yeah, you can just see their pace. I mean, their confidence. They were moving the ball well.
Right. Yeah, they were a little bit lackadaisical for about 10, 12 minutes, and then all of a sudden, after a couple of chances, their confidence started growing, and then they started getting these shots in and then scoring the subsequent goals.
Well, and like I was saying at the time, too, I kind of just felt like Osseo had succeeded in slowing the pace down a little bit, where now as Park Center, we're seeing them playing with a lot more pace to their overall game.
Right, and I think Park Center is much more comfortable with a fast-paced game.
Going to be a goal kick coming up here for Park Center as Orioles Jallo tried to work his way through everyone there, didn't quite succeed. Jong is going to send it short, and that one almost went out of play. Those are the type that you've got to be on the same page. I mean, if you turn it over there, it's a lot worse than if you put your foot to it and it's lost at midfield. So we praised them earlier for going short with the ball sometimes if somebody was wide open, but you got to be sure. Good support up that left side here for Park Center.
That's one thing they've been able to do almost the entire match is move that ball up to the far side.
And they're going to come all the way back to Zhang with it.
He gets it up pretty quick.
Safek sending it up the line, but Wesa there for Osseo. He's got to be careful with it, though, as Oyadukin was putting a little pressure on. Return coming to Wesa here. Kwate coming in to play it for PC. Volleyed ahead to Oyadukin. Nice takeaway, though, by Wesa.
That's going to be a foul. You better watch out. You don't get a card on that one. Tackling from behind and is kind of frowned on these days.
I'm not sure if they're calling this as just a throw-in, though. It looks like. So maybe not a foul.
I think it's a foul. They're waiting for the substitution to take place. Oh, you're right. It might be a... Yeah. He came over the touchline, huh? Wow.
So ruled a clean tackle there.
Yeah, we called that one wrong.
Flick to the outside. Yeah, kind of a dangerous near giveaway there. Osseo trying to get possession. We will get a throw here for the Orioles. They now trail it 3-0. Trying to... Obviously, the only way to... try and get back in is to go one at a time. I mean, we got a long road back here, but at least you keep playing to try and get one on the board anyway. And that one will slip out of play there as trying to dance around was the player was Emmanuel Wart.
I think Ward is a little bit ginger after that contact.
Yeah, I think he got a little kick.
Little ding.
Yeah.
But now he comes back full speed. Soccer players are amazing.
And we get a foul call, and we'll get a stoppage. I think Ward was a little bit upset, and he came after and really got after it, and he's going to receive a yellow card there. As Aguilar kicked that ball away for Osseo. Wart, I think, was a little upset that there wasn't a call the other way, and so he came back at it pretty hard there. Official giving Jason Barnhouse an explanation there, and I think that's kind of seeing the whole thing and watching it develop too a little bit there.
Yes.
And it's a kind of a nip it in the bud kind of call a little bit too, because you get a 3-goal margin and people get a little frustrated sometimes, and I think he's called a nice game tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think all three officials have done a good job tonight. This game and the previous game.
Play to the outside. Nice ball to jab that one away, but it will be a throw for Osseo. It's again been some time since they really had much of any kind of offensive thrust here.
That's been since the first half, actually. We're at 14 minutes to go in the match, and Osseo's not gotten a shot on. Much less
here's
shot
an
on
opportunity,
goal.
And they will score.
Finally, finally.
Get it done on offense there as Kenji Lee, right place at the right time, ball deflecting over to him, and he pumps it home. So Osseo, just when we say they hadn't really gotten anything going,
they heard us.
They put one away. As you see this ball kind of bounce around in traffic, little touch pass, and
nice.
There is Lee right there to bury it. And that one was, it was a nice pass. I mean, it was kind of right out of traffic. I thought it was sort of just, deflected to him, but it was a little pass made there. So a 3-1 game. Boy, now for Osseo, they're thinking, gosh, if we just hadn't let that third one in, all
I
of a sudden
know.
we would have now kind of been on the doorstep. But
But they did what they needed to do. Get one in. They got 14 minutes to tie it up. Of course, they have to figure out how to slow down the Pirates, too, at the same time.
Dwyer getting set to play this one in here for Park Center. So their lead has been trimmed now to 3-1. Osseo's first goal of the season coming from Kenji Lee. Pass blocked, and now a little more space to work with. Sent across, but solid defensive header there. Pirates still dangerous, though. Ooh, big time collision there.
Yeah, big
And
push in the
that'll
back.
be called against Zinin for
Yeah, I think
Osseo.
center referee is having a little chat with him.
And now we will get a stop.
And he's coming over to the coach. So I don't know if the coach had an objection or wanted clarification, but
I thought, and I don't know for sure if that came from the bench, but I thought I heard, "Where's the yellow?" on that one.
yeah,
Since his guy got one a moment ago.
right.
And
I thought it was a pretty flagrant foul. They're discussing now whether it was, how intentional was it, what the intent was. So they seem to be okay with it.
Yeah, Jason Barnhouse is a relatively mellow guy. I mean,
Yes.
I think compared to, your average high school soccer coach, he is probably toward the least likely to really get on officials.
Right.
And he got the explanation there.
And he did the right thing. You asked for a clarification rather than yelling, "Hey, why did you do that?"
That shot did not miss by much as Jabate tried to sneak it under the crossbar and instead about 6 inches over the top of the net.
That's a dangerous shot for a keeper to handle.
Because even if you get a piece of it, your really only hope at that point is to try and deflect it over.
Right.
And you got to be careful that you don't
Deflect it
deflect
into
it
your own
into
net.
your own net.
Exactly. That's what makes that so dangerous, and he has to reach up for it.
Yeah, because you're obviously at that height and with that much pace on it, you're not going to be able to catch it.
No. You're either going to block it down or block it out of the way.
Well, now that Osseo got on the board, you can see there's like more of a sense of urgency kind of for both teams. I mean, we're seeing things get a little chippy. We're seeing, they sort of realize that the end of the game is in sight too, so that they're going to just go hard for these last, dozen minutes or so, I think. I think we had two different balls start to get in play, so he's kind of stopping things and readjusting and making sure Park Center's in the right spot. Now we're going to get stop here for discussion over there on the Osseo side. Now I know coaches like to get an explanation, but to me, stopping the game twice like this, that's going a little too far. When the ball's out of play, you give them a quick little word for both coaches, but not walk over, stop the clock, and have a 30-second conversation.
Yeah, the other one I agree with, because that was, questionable.
High bouncer there, and McElveen will come up with it. Throw here for Park Center, and Wesa getting up for the header, and then it goes back. He's got to survey the field here and be careful with it. Plays it out front. And an opportunity there.
Wow.
Osseo, I think, was like, what are we doing right there? As the keeper, McElveen, was coming out toward that ball, and then they didn't. That's just too dangerous a spot to try and play it back to your keeper from. They nearly paid. So a goal kick coming here for McElveen.
Boy, that could have been a major disaster.
Orioles trying to push forward here and get a little more offense going as they have gotten on the board. They were down 3-0, now 3-1. Play on there. Bello trying to get the return pass, and now it'll actually wind up back with Juan Bello, lofting one to the front. The header is going to bounce wide. McElveen came way out, and the header by Jabate toward an open net, but couldn't quite put it on goal. Jabate still down on the field. The official thus far has not stopped things for him, but now is going to.
I think he's
he got cramps. Yeah, team or opponent actually helping him out with it. I think for a moment the referee wanted to see it, was he down just because he was disappointed that the ball didn't go in the net, and kind of gave it a moment to see if he would get up.
The trainer's out there taking over.
There you see what Park Center has ahead, as we said, just the kind of the 2-game per week type situation this year as mandated by the MSHSL. Got Rogers coming here, and then Osseo will be on the road for 2 of their next 3, and including their other biggest rival, Maple Grove, on the 10th. And you see Jabate getting a hand as he's kind of hobbling off with what very much appears to be cramps.
Yeah. Boy, he played a great game. Hopefully that cramp will ease up soon. Even though it's a cooler night and less humidity than the last week when we saw the players have trouble, we were talking about the players not being in full soccer season condition. So that's got to be on the coach's mind, and especially the trainer's mind, that these players are not at 100% in terms of being ready to go full bore.
Now we are ready to go. They making them re-kick because the ball hadn't been signaled ready for play, and they went anyway. So a throw in here for the Pirates. Scored twice here in the second half after leading 1-0 at halftime, and then Osseo, when they were down 3-0, got their first goal of the season, but still down by a 3-1 count. Here's where Osseo, when you're the team that's playing from behind, all these substitutions isn't exactly helping your cause in terms of trying to catch up, I don't think.
Right, that's a good point. I was just thinking the same thing. Why do you want to let the clock run for another 40, 45 seconds?
Throw coming here for the Orioles. Orioles able to gain control back here. Miller had lost it. Race is on the other way, and they're just going to hammer it out of play. And it'll be a throw coming for Park Center.
That's actually a good idea. You don't want to get in a foot race when you have 2 forwards going full speed.
And they've had a little bit of adventure when trying to play back to the keeper, too. I don't think that wasn't the spot to try it.
No, it's not. So, smart play. Get the ball out of bounds, get your defense back.
So this time he stopped the clock with Park Center kind of dawdling in terms of getting a throw in. Ball falls loose. Here's a chance. Oh, and a huge stop by McElveen.
Boy, he took that one direct.
Ooh.
Offside, I think. They called offside.
Yeah, so that one wouldn't have counted anyway, but now he is shaken up.
Boy,
he may have caught that one below the belt.
Yeah.
And we will get a clock stoppage there. There you see that. Oof. Bellows shot from in close. You see Osseo. A couple of their players realized that it was offside.
Yeah.
And we are going to see a goalie switch here.
Yeah, but when you're the keeper, you're not going to be wondering, wow, gee, I wonder if I should just back off because I think it might be offside.
No.
You got to stay with the play.
So I believe this is Tyler Bennett who's coming in. McElveen gonna probably sit out the rest of this, you would think.
Yeah, I agree. He's been banged up pretty good on 2 plays. Let's give him a break, and we know that Bennett is a good keeper.
And this will be offside. It winds up in the net, but will not count there for Graham Findell.
I'm not sure if he's disagreeing or he's just frustrated that they couldn't get that play completed.
Now, even though it winds up as an offside, if you're Park Center, you're probably still thinking, gosh, we can't be allowing that good of a chance.
Right.
It didn't count and seemed to be clearly the correct call, but even so, you're not wishing for that to happen when you're protecting a 2-goal lead. Out of play off of Osseo. We will get a throw here for Park Center. But the complexion of the game has kind of changed since Osseo got that goal. It's like all of a sudden they feel like now they've got a shot. And whereas it's Park Center who's now kind of, I think, being told, don't be in a hurry. You know,
right.
we don't want to let them back in the game by taking chances too much either.
Yeah, Park Center needs to get back to their offensive movements and passing. That's been working for them all game long.
Throw in coming for the Orioles here. And then jabbed out as they tried to go right back on the pass to Chi Lee as he made the throw in. Crossing pass here. Ooh, and everybody running to that one now. Bello will be the one to get to it. Kept that one in, but Osseo winds up with it. And then drilled out a play by Chindavong. So another throw coming here for Osseo. They are not quite out of this one yet. A little under 5 minutes to go.
Right.
They're still down by 2 goals. Obviously, still a hill to climb.
Yes,
but
it is.
They're showing signs of life.
Yeah, they are. And if they get one here, then it's going to get really exciting for the last 4 minutes.
And that one will get out of play. We get a throw coming up for Park Center.
And more substitutions.
Sig, I'm going to have to rescind my he's calling a good game.
All of a sudden it gets
kind of lost
confusing.
it here late.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck's going on here. Okay, and we're back for the last 4:15. Now it's skied way into the, almost into the stands.
The throw coming. Osseo able to trigger it back in, but now it winds up with Oyadukin.
Oh, pretty
Nice
takeaway. That
Yeah.
was pretty.
Good work there by Sock. And it'll be another throw here for Osseo. Boy, Oyadukin, I see what the coaches mean about he really runs hard and works and just seems kind of tireless out there. He's was really putting some good pressure on there, not allowing Osseo to just kind of do whatever they wanted with the ball on the way back upfield. Get a hold call there against the Pirates. It'll be a free kick for Osseo. You know, even if obviously, like I said, it's probably going to run out of time to really get back all the way into this one, but I kind of feel like that one goal for Osseo might be something they can build into the next game with. Because really, for a lot of the game, they just didn't have much going offensively. But I mean, it just feels like their confidence level has grown, and they're kind of stepping in and making plays a lot more than they were before that.
Yeah, they are. The momentum obviously swung to their side.
Orioles quickly trigger it back in. Lofted out front. Zhang able to field that one on a one bounce there. And that one whistled down against Osseo. A little push. It will be a free kick here for Park Center. That was interesting because Jabor was the one who got pushed, and I think even he kind of felt like maybe it wasn't enough, like he was just going to keep going. Header here, and Bennett able to grab it there. Going to be offside here against the Orioles.
But you're right, though, Jay. The Park Center defense all of a sudden is just not quite in the positions where they should be. Here's the...
Well, I don't know. That was awful close. Under a minute to play here in the contest, as it looks like Park Center is going to secure a W on their home field on the opening night here. But Osseo has, battled back to make things more interesting down the stretch than it maybe appeared it was going to be. It got to be 3-0 Park Center, and you're kind of thinking this one's over, but Osseo has battled back. Now Bello. Wesa with a nice tackle there. This feels like kind of like the compete level has grown for Osseo too, like where they're just battling, not conceding any ball and kind of getting after it a little bit more. Under 10 seconds to go. Park Center lining it up here, and one last attempt. And it's going to bring us to the end of tonight's contest here, with Park Center scoring once in the first half and then a couple more in the second to take a 3-0 lead before Osseo got on the board. So the Pirates will pick up their first victory here in the 2020 season with a 3-1 win over Osseo this evening. Again, both teams be back in action on Wednesday as well. Park Center back here at home against Rogers, while it will be a trip to Spring Lake Park for Osseo. Thanks so much for joining us for Northwest Suburban Soccer here tonight on CCX Sports. Again, your final is Park Center 3 and Osseo 1.